Hi, everyone. It's Miss Mary. I'm here to kind of go through the senior passport process with you all because there's a lot of steps to it, and it's very important that we complete all the steps in order for you to graduate class of 2025. We are also proud of you, and we're nearly there. So we're going to go over the steps right now. So I'm going to begin to share my screen. Just give me one moment. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through, like I said, the senior checkout passport for the class of 2025. So every passport will have your name on it, and you will have received this from your English teacher. So it's very important that you read this carefully. So congratulations on your pending graduation. In order for you to be approved to participate in graduation, you must be cleared. So you cannot participate in the graduation ceremony without all required courses passed. And you will not receive your diploma, nor can your transcript be sent out until both of the sides of this passport are completed, with all charges paid and uniforms and materials turned in. Unfortunately, if you do not complete the final clearance procedure, you will not be able to participate in the graduation ceremony. So this is why this is extremely important, and it's extremely important that you follow all steps. So the first step is to collect the stamps or signatures for the returning materials on the passport. So we're going to go through each one of them. And you can start doing this as soon as you receive your piece of paper. So we're going to go over each one. So the first one is the library stamp. This is where you go to the library with your Chromebook, and we're going to check your Chromebook to make sure it's in good condition, that it turns on and off, that there's no missing keyboards or pieces of your keyboard or anything like that. And so it's also really important that you remove all your stickers from your computer. So from the back of your computer, if you have a sticker on it, we ask that you remove it before your Chromebook is checked. So if it all is good, you'll receive a stamp for that. The next stamp from the library, again, the first four you're going to do in the library. The next stamp is the return technology. This includes your Chromebook that we just went over and double check that all is working is good. Any chargers that go with your Chromebook. If you received a hotspot, we have to return those, and any other technology devices that you have got from Aragon High School in the last 4 years. We're going to check a system on our end to make sure that everything's returned. If you're all good, you'll receive a stamp. The next is another library stamp that is for returned materials. And these materials include books and calculators. So on the back, attached to your passport, you will have received a list of items. If you still need to turn those in, very important that you find those. So look under your bed, in your garage, for those books and calculators that you may have gathered throughout the years. If everything is good and returned, we've stamped that one, right? So that's 3 stamps down. Your fourth one and the last one that is completed in the library is any fines that you may have had throughout your time. Let's say you borrowed a calculator in sophomore year and something happened where you lost the calculator and there's a fine for that. We just need to make sure that all fines are paid and cleared. We're asking students to try to get this step done by Tuesday, May 27th. So our people have time to just make sure that everything is checked off and done. So a cashier check is strongly preferred. If you need to pay by credit card, please see Ms. Tolfa. So those 4 stamps are all completed in the library. The next stamp is from the attendants, and that is for your locker. So we want to make sure that your locker is cleared out and that your lock is returned to either Miss Patino or Miss Dina, Miss Suarez. Either of them will be in the attendance part of the office, and that's where you'll get that stamp. The third to last stamp is going to be the VAPA signature stamp. So if you have any VAPA materials, a music instrument, if you have a photography camera, if any equipment for any of our VAPA courses, those need to be returned. If this doesn't apply to you, you can write NA in the box. The next is athletic uniforms. And so this only applies if you have outstanding uniforms. And so if you have any uniforms that need to be returned from any sports that you have played at Aragon, please do so. The last stamp is completed in the counseling office, and this is the senior survey. And I'm going to go over this with you in just a moment, how to find the senior survey. But once you complete your senior survey and the final transcript form I'll go over that as well, you're going to come to the counseling office and look for either me or Miss Mawala, and we can check to make sure that you've completed those two items. And if you have, we'll give you a stamp. So those are all the stamps that you need to receive for the first part of this checkout process. They don't need to be done in order. You can start returning things and collecting stamps as soon as you get your golden ticket. And so, yeah, we got to get this done. So start on it early. We don't want you to be waiting until the Thursday of graduation to be doing all these things. So let's start on it early. So after you collect the stamps and signature from everything from the passport, the next thing we are going to do is to complete the following 3 steps. So everyone must do these 3 items, everyone, okay? So the first one is the senior survey. The senior survey is a district-wide survey where we ask students some questions about your time in high school and just to gather some information before you say goodbye to us. So how do you get to the senior survey? So you're going to log on to Naviance, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you go to the Aragon High School homepage and you go to Students and Student Portal, it should pop up like this. So you're going to scroll down and you're going to see Naviance, and you're going to click on Naviance. It then will ask you how you want to sign in. It's signing me in automatically because I've been signed in before, but you're going to press continue with single sign-on, and it should sign you in. Now, if you have any issues with getting logged on to Naviance, please come find me and I'll be able to help you out. But this is what your Naviance homepage should look like. So once you're at the homepage, you're going to go to About Me, Surveys from Your School, and you're going to click on the SMUHSD Senior Survey Class of 2025, okay? So you're not going to click on the graduation survey. That is not the one you need to click on. You need to click on the SMUHSD Senior Survey Class of 2025, okay? So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to complete the survey. So I'll ask you a bunch of questions about what you're doing after high school, you know, what you're going to major in. So just a bunch of questions regarding your time here at Aragon and what you plan to do in the future. So please be honest with your answers. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know. So once you complete this senior survey, let's go back to the passport and we'll see what the next step is. Once you complete the senior survey, you then need to complete the wellness survey. So there's 2 ways you can get to this wellness survey. The first is when you're completing your survey on Naviance, your senior survey. Once you're scroll to the bottom and you're about to, submit responses, once you have everything in, we have linked it here below. The only thing that we're asking students is if you cut and paste the link, because sometimes if students just click on it, it exits them out of the survey and it doesn't save all their progress. So we ask that you copy and paste it from here and submit your responses. Or what you can do too, if you go back to the survey, you can just type in this bit.ly link here and it will bring you to the wellness survey. So the wellness survey looks like this. It's a Google form. And so you're going to tell us the high school that you attend. Everyone should put Aragon High School. Or if you attend Middle College, you can put Middle College. And it will go through a series of questions, again, about your time here at Aragon. And so if you have any questions about this, please come see us. But it should be pretty self-explanatory, the questions. But again, if you need any support, let us know. Very important at the end when you're done to press submit. Okay. We're moving along, we're getting there. So that's number 2 for the kind of surveys that you need to complete. The final one is extremely, extremely, extremely important. And this is your final transcript request. So this is the form that we use to be able to know where to send your final transcripts to. Okay, so we want you to copy and paste this bit.ly link, bit.ly/2025 final transcript, and it should bring you to a Google form just like this. So final transcripts will be sent to the colleges, the college that you tell us to. We also will send 2 printed copies home to you. So those are mailed to your house. But if you leave any of these questions blank, it's going to be harder for us to get your transcript in on time. So it's extremely important that you fill this out. So you're going to provide some personal information. For the sake of this, I'm just going to keep going and typing in some random letters and numbers so I can show you the next part. You got to, very important, put your student ID, phone number, your home address that we're going to send your final transcript to, and your personal email. Please do not put your school email. Please use an email that you check often. You're going to click next and just tell us what your post-secondary plans are. If you're planning to attend CSM, Kenyatta, Skyline, we're going to ask that you click 2-year. If you're going on to a 4-year university, CSU, UC, or private school, we're going to ask you to click 4-year. And then if you're thinking of, doing trades, military, if you're starting a full-time job, we'd like you to let us know what you're doing. The next is the request for transcript, where you want your transcript to be sent. So here is where you put the name of the college, the university, where you will be attending in the fall. And if you're attending trade school or if you're joining the military, they need some official documents as well, so you can put that there. If you have the name of office, you could put it there as well. It's not necessary though. The next is the street address of the college or university, the city, state, the zip code. And then if you have the email of the school, you could put it here. If the email is not provided, you could just put mail in that question. And then if you are waitlisted and you are thinking, if I get off the waitlist of this school, I am 100% attending there, we really need you to tell us that school. So please enter the name here. If you don't need another transcript sent, if you're 100% sticking to your #1 school on what you're telling us, just put none. And then put the name of the college as well as the address, the waitlisted college. After this, you're going to hit submit, and yeah, that will be that process done. Now, what if you change your mind in June or July in terms of the college that you're going to and you need your transcript to be sent? If that is the case, we ask that you contact our SDA, Ms. Rachel Leota, and she'll be able to help you out. But we want everyone before they graduate to tell us where they want their final transcripts to be sent. Okay, so let me go back over here to the senior passport or golden ticket. So that's the third step of the 3 action items. So once you're done with those items, then you can come to me or Ms. Mawala, like I said, in the counseling office, and we can give you a stamp that you completed those important requests. The next checklist of the senior golden ticket is at the end of your finals. You need to ask each of your teachers to complete and sign on this graph below. Okay, teachers must write out complete words of pass or fail and sign with their full signature. If you are not at school, let's say 1st and 7th, then you can just write not at school. But we need all your teachers to sign and write pass or fail. If you do have a case manager, we ask that you get their signature as well, and you can put that right here. So after all your teachers have signed this graph right here, after all of your passport items have been stamped, so if you got stamps on all of these and you completed all the items, after you do that, you can then go to the counseling office and show this completed passport to your assigned school counselor, and they are going to sign right here and let us know if you're cleared or not cleared. Once you have been cleared, you then can take your passport or your golden ticket, this paper, to Miss Cardoche, and she can give you your graduation tickets. So she's going to sign off on this and give you your graduation tickets. And so you must do this after all your finals are completed and after everything is signed and everything is returned. That's the last step. But this is basically the process. This is the golden ticket in a nutshell. So if you have any questions, if maybe I didn't go over something or you're just a little confused, that's no problem. There's a lot of steps to this. And so, yeah, let me know. Come into the counseling office. But we're very close, guys. You're nearly there. Class of 2025. So proud of you all. And yeah, the countdown is on. All right, seniors, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Bye.